Okay, so Henry and Mary collect Pokemon cards as a hobby. Mary always has half the amount of cards that Henry has. Complete the table to show how many cards each person has. So let's highlight a little piece of information here. Mary always has half the amount of cards that Henry has. Right, that's important. Henry has 14. Now Mary has half of the amount of cards that Henry has, so she's going to have 7. Henry has 400 cards, so Mary always has half, so she's going to have 200. So if Mary always has half of Henry's cards are going to be represented by the variable h, which means that Mary is always going to have h divided by 2, or half of what Henry has. So your expression for Mary should be h divided by 2. That means if we know how many cards Mario has all the time, we can always find how many cards Mary has by dividing by 2. But what if we wanted to do it the other way? How many cards does Henry have? If Mary has 395. Okay, so I'm going to give Mary a variable of m here, just because that's her name. So Mary's cards are going to be equal to h divided by 2. This is our equation now. Notice now it's an equation because we've added the equal sign. Mary is equal to half of Henry. So Mary has 395. Okay, so Mary is our m, remember? So let's see. Now instead of m, we're going to write 395. And that's equal to half of what Henry has. Okay, so what do you think we need to do here? Well, 395 was half of what Henry has, which means that Henry must have more. We can expect an answer that Henry's going to have more cards than Mary. Okay, and how many more? Well, if Mary's is half of what Henry has, that means that Henry must have double. So to get rid of our division sign here, we're going to multiply by whatever's in the denominator. In our case, it's a 2 here. Okay, and h divided by 2 times 2 is going to cancel out and leave us with h. And then on the other side, we're going to have 395 times 2. Okay, I'm going to pause here while I quickly work that out. Okay, so 395 times 2, I calculated to be 790. So 790 equals h. All right, let's make sure we answer our question correctly. The question says, how many cards does Henry have? Henry has 790